As you may already know, I am notorious for loving Christmas. I've met Santa before, I'm perma-banned from the naughty list, I am forever nice, you already know. We've ranked Santas, last year we ranked Mrs. Claus's, and that video ominously ended like this. Wait, it says here, Santa's daughter? Wait, who is Santa's daughter? Today we will explore a newer bit of Christmas lore that for the life of me, I just do not understand nor enjoy. Ho, 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 butt lovers. What was that? That's my intro. Hey, welcome back to Christmas. If there's two things you should know about me, it's that I love Santa and I have extreme daddy issues. And that combo, whew, bad. The idea that Santa has kids, quite frankly, insults me. I view Santa like how most people view God. So either we are all Santa's children, or if he is going to have a biological Jesus-like kid, it has to be another immortal winter legend like Jack Frost or something. If this old married couple is adopting, it's gonna be me! How dare you? So as you can already see, I have issues.
Well, yes.
With the Claus children even as a concept, but in practice, it is worse. Before we begin, thank you so much to the sponsor of today's video, Olipop. You guys know I love festive theming, and Olipop's limited edition Yeti cans are back. On the ginger ale can, vintage cola, and this year they also added crisp apple. I just think this guy is such a cutie patootie, I threw the Yeti on my face as well. That is delicious, scrumptious even. I love both flavors, but I love that in this ginger ale, you can taste the ginger. I feel like a lot of the time when I get ginger ale from other products, I'm not actually tasting ginger, and I love that flavor. Ooh! 2 out of 3 Americans say they suffer from digestive issues, and 95% of Americans say they don't get the daily recommended amount of fiber. Olipop is tackling both issues with a drink that tastes just like soda. Another benefit of Olipop is that it has much less sugar than conventional sodas, with only 2 to 5 grams of sugar from natural sources, no added sugar. I didn't even know it was this much better for you the first time I tried it in a store. I just really like the taste. Using the link below, when you buy 2 cans, Olipop will pay you back for 1. That's 1 free can available in Costco, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, and more. Don't miss out on these limited edition holiday cans. Thank you so much again to Olipop. Now back to ranking Santa babies. How this legend started, everyone but Wikipedia seems to have forgotten about, and that's probably for the best. The first mention of Santa having a child was in this musical play from 1892 titled Santa's Daughter. Kitty Claus asks her Papa Santa for a man.
Oh, wow.
From that description alone, I knew it would be wildly sexist, but what I didn't anticipate is the discrimination against Irish people. Let me set this atrocious scene. Kitty Claus thinks her father Santa is a good man, but admits that in the North Pole, there's not much to compare him to. Not many men in the North Pole. Then Santa sings a song to his daughter about how he's the perfect specimen.
Ew.
Nasty. If this was being pitched to me, it would be at this moment where I'd say, I'm out.
I'm out.
But let's look at the lyrics of this song. I couldn't find the tune of Model Man anywhere, so it looks like I'll have to make my own tune. It is, my friends, quite difficulty to find a fault in me. I have in some queer way escaped total depravity. Though in unbroken line I trace descent from Mother Eve, there's no sin in my makeup, I'm perfect, I believe. He is a perfect paragon, old Santa Claus. That's me. He never swears above his breath unless he has a cause.
Oh, fuck, I stubbed my toe.
Enumerate his virtues, I think we hardly can. But taken all in all, he is a perfect model man. Yeah, so there's that. There are more lyrics praising him for not scolding his wife or kicking his dog. Yup, that's where the bar is for Santa Claus. And guess what? It keeps getting worse because apparently Santa doesn't buy his own daughter gifts. Or rather, the elves don't make his daughter gifts. The moment the play introduces O'Rourke, the man Kitty falls in love with, it gets way more difficult to understand because they phonetically write out his thick accent. And I immediately felt a little uneasy. Them drawing this much attention to this difference felt like mockery. But I was giving this old-ass show the benefit of the doubt until I got to this line from Santa Claus. Would you add insult to injury by mocking a poor old man whose only daughter is about to break her father's heart by becoming the wife of a potato masher? What? That feels like a slur. There's a reason no one suggested this play. It's going to the bottom tier, which is, of course, the South Pole. It would be different if the play sucked, but the character Kitty still had something going for her. But she is completely personalityless. Also, if I'm understanding the play correctly, because from that point on I was just kind of skimming, she leaves her family for a man who doesn't even really love her? Boo! Downer! That's not what I want to hear about on Christmas! Now, the rest of what we'll be covering today was suggested by my helpful little elves over on Instagram, at Athena P. Lore. Follow me over on there to catch the next time I'm asking for suggestions for the Ranking Things series over on my Instagram story. Let's start off with the ABC Family original movie, Santa Baby, starring anti-vaccine activist Jenny McCarthy.
Doctors, what do they know?
Well, it's all uphill from here, I'm sure. Bam! The daughter of Santa, Mary Claus, hits this Santa impersonator with her car door, and how does she react? Does she help him up? Does she say sorry? Close. She steps over him and says, whatever. You want me to believe this is Santa's daughter? I thought surely she doesn't know about her roots. Surely she was raised by some mortal, powerless asshole with no cheer. But dude, just wait. She storms into this meeting talking about how this grocery chain is failing. She's a businesswoman. Of course she is. She's playing up the theatrics, throwing a manila folder full of the stats in the trash. Wow. She tells them there's no hope for the brand, but plot twist, just rename the brand and make products with the brand name to further brand recognition. And she acts like this is a brand new idea. They all act like she's goddamn Einstein. She is like Elle Woods' Wario. Absolutely no sweetness, no original thoughts, just charisma that everyone mistakes as competence. Reese without her spoon. She treats her assistant like shit, making her work through the holidays, a very unhealthy working dynamic that they try and gaslight us into thinking is genuine friendship by the end of the movie, but this isn't right. I don't like it. I was holding on to hope that this lady does not know who her parents are. But guess what? She does. I should punch ABC's whole family in the fucking face and slam the car door on them for even suggesting that Santa would raise a kid this way. She visits her parents because her dad, Santa, had a heart attack. Why would a god experience a medical emergency? She is worried her dad is working himself to death. Well, she herself is clearly doing the same thing, but worse. At least he spreads joy instead of whatever the hell this is. She catches up with her dog-sledding old friend, and from the moment he smiled this dopey smile, I knew she'd leave her business boyfriend for this hometown hottie.
What's the difference?
I'm surprised this wasn't a Hallmark movie with how thick they're laying it on. She didn't even want to admit she was on the phone with her boyfriend in front of him.
Call you later.
Who was that?
Business assistant?
Bitch!
Poor guy.
He's real for that. I was thinking the exact same thing. The elves in this movie are a lot. As I've said 1,000 frickin' times, I love Christmas, and even I would be overwhelmed. Like, for whatever reason, they try to cuddle with her assistant 2 seconds after meeting her. Back off, buddy. With the aesthetic of the North Pole that they're going for, it's clear that they're appealing to an old school charm instead of this big Rube Goldberg toy factory. Santa and Mrs. Claus live in what looks like a cozy cabin, with a Christmas tree growing right out of the ground around and into their living room. We meet Mrs. Claus, who misses her daughter. And this old lady is just so stinking sweet. She's adorable, great casting. You can see the hurt behind her eyes as she expresses how long it's been, only for Mary to dismiss it.
I suppose it's hard to find time to visit when you're so important.
Well, I'm home now, Mom.
I hate her so much, dude. Her cutthroat attitude supposedly comes from caring a lot, but only in this absolutely dire circumstance. The elves are completely useless. They can't do anything right. Her mother, although very nice, just tried serving her husband that just had a heart attack bacon for breakfast. And nobody trusts this business lady daughter to do business lady daughter things. It's a fine conflict, it's a passable plot, but I can only speak from my own bias. And I like to keep the magic alive. This shit would have made little Athena cry. Everything contradicts my Christmas canon. Hell, Santa's beard isn't even white, it's more gray. What are we doing? Santa is just as headstrong as his daughter. He says she's just a girl.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
He scoffs at the mere idea that he should ask for help. It's embarrassing. Mrs. Claus is characterized the best in this whole family by far. It's a shame I didn't rank this last year. They're trying to frame this as a generational conflict where both parties are equally right and wrong, traditional versus modern. Why not both? I would argue why not neither.
You're being naughty.
I think I'll be the judge of that.
This is what Fox News thinks feminism is. Like, why did she even say that? That's not the serve she thought it was.
Mary, all you do is push people away.
Oh, I push people like this?
Whoa!
I'm a good person, okay? Eat my ass, old man. Girl power, I guess. It's weird because when you hear her ideas from when she was a kid, it's sad that her dad, Santa, didn't encourage her and try her ideas, especially for something as small as differently shaped candy canes. So for the record, I don't like this Santa either. I don't think he's a good dad, but it is weird how giddy she is about this Christmas coup.
It's my turn now.
My Christmas.
Your dad still just had a heart attack. Why are you so happy? The pacing of this movie slows down a lot when she's in charge. The writers of this movie clearly found the elves more funny than they actually are, so a lot of these gags just feel like they're taking forever. Honestly, the only purpose of the elf scenes for me is that it's the only time I understand why she ended up the way she is. My God, the way they talk, their facial expressions, they're all Ethan Slater-esque. And if there's one thing I hate more than a joyless Christmas, it's that bitch. Speaking of cheating, Mary's boyfriend gets the post office to dox her so he can show up and surprise her, meeting her parents before giving her the heads up beforehand. Now this is a huge red flag, but Mary's red flag far overshadows his. She was emotionally cheating with her old friend this whole entire time, and her reaction to her current boyfriend being there just confirms it.
Grant!
She is mortified. When he puts his arm around her, she gives her maybe ex-boyfriend, it's unclear but there's history there, a look that screams, "Help me." Mrs. Claus guzzling champagne while witnessing this uncomfortable tension is so relatable. What a queen. Have I mentioned that she's the one good thing about this movie? The real conflict between her and business boyfriend is when he proposes turning the North Pole into a mall/casino. He represents the evils of industrialism, capitalism, greed, or as this movie puts it, the modern world. I find it so funny how cartoonishly extreme they went with his character, all to make Mary look normal. Also, Mr. Moneybags' evil boyfriend's name being Grant is so on the nose. I honestly love it. And guess what Grant does next? He proposes to her, but because he doesn't bring a ring, it's implied that he only proposed to try and inherit the land. Mary doesn't immediately break up with him after this realization. No, she almost kisses her old friend on the mouth.
You're being naughty.
And Grant catches her. There's no debate there. That's cheating. And she knows how bad it is because she chases him down, and now he's dead set on the mall casino plan. How does he plan on making this happen? He doesn't own the land. We get some awesome PlayStation 2 graphics during this chase scene, and I thank this movie for the fact that it has one of the best letterboxd reviews of all time. It is weird seeing Jenny McCarthy, who doesn't believe in immunizations but wants the viewer to believe she is Santa Claus's daughter. Just saying, that is a leap. Mistletoe margarita recipe. Yeah, they just drop a recipe for a drink, and after this movie, I'm gonna try it. Hey everybody, here's the thing. I don't got a fancy schmancy blender. I don't got fancy schmancy ice, or I think we also needed pomegranate juice. We don't have that. What we do have is this Wily Wolf cup. Who is this dashing young gentleman? Well, you'd know if you watched my Great Wolf Lodge video. I cover a little cartoon movie there as well, and the mascots and just everything Great Wolf Lodge. It's a great video. All right. Bing bong. Then we got some sours. I imagine this is the least amount because, I don't know, I've never really had sours plain. Should I? I want to know what I'm putting in there.
We don't need recipes or measuring cups or anything.
Listen to this. Tequila and I, we're not great friends.
You got a bit of a history there?
I don't know, man. I've never gotten, like, angry drunk. Ow! We need cranberries and we need oranges, but you know what we do? We wash them first. Follow me.
Garnishing.
If I could just drop this whole thing in here. Right now we're gonna shake. Zoom in on Wiley's face.
What's the verdict?
It tastes good. Delightful. Do you want a sip?
Yeah.
Blue, blue, blue Christmas.
That does work together pretty well.
And I didn't even really do the recipe right at all. Another character going in the South Pole tier. The only reason this is higher is because at least the daughter has a personality, even though it sucks. And I'm also happy Santa isn't racist. It's gotta be uphill from here, right? Next up is Once Upon a Christmas, and between this movie coming out in 2001 and Santa Baby coming out in 2006, I suspected the idea of Santa having kids was popularized in the early 2000s. And the Wikipedia page for Santa's daughter confirmed that. It looks like after that fuck-ass play, everyone was like, wow, that was a really bad idea, let's never do that again, and then waited 108 years to give it another try. Was this a bad decision? Well, Once Upon a Christmas immediately catches my attention because it starts off in a much more magical way. There's this party where they're having a limbo contest, and the crowd is cheering on Kristen Claus. And oh my goodness, look at this terrifying Easter bunny. Good lord. When Kristen is awarded this limbo trophy from the Tooth Fairy, Kristen's older sister Rodolpha comes in, taunting everyone. Villain vibes right out of the gate. This approach is interesting because Rodolpha is way more like Mary from the last movie, just a total asshole. But Santa's younger daughter, Kristen, acts more Barbie-like. So poised, absolutely radiant. Saintly. Narratively, I think this is more interesting. Santa's beard made me retch, though. Why can I see this fool's neck? If the beard isn't down to here, I don't want it near. And he's also acting like the Santa from The Year Without Santa Claus. An immediate ick. Dude is down in the dumps because he's being cyberbullied by an Adobe Flash looking website that sings Santa smells.
Santa smells good.
Once again, Santa relying on external validation to do his job would be like if Jesus decided not to rise from the dead because not enough people were crying at his funeral. Let's have some decorum. Let's have some respect. Santa's faith in Christmas wasn't fully killed until the counting of the naughty versus nice children. Every single child was naughty. He stopped the machine early, but they got all the way down to the Morgans. And I believe it's in alphabetical order. Kristen begs her father not to cancel Christmas, but to restore his faith, Kristen needs to convince him that people can have a change of heart for the better. So she goes to the Morgans and tries to get the family off the naughty list. I really thought the Santa Smells website was a throwaway joke, but no, this kid updates it like a blog. Cyberbullying Santa relentlessly is crazy work. And another thing, Rudolph should file a discrimination complaint against whatever sick establishment you're running. Go to hell, and P.S., if I haven't mentioned it enough, you smell like reindeer shit, you old bitch. The Morgans are such nightmare children that the at-home nanny called an au pair, apparently. Yeah, she quit after they psychologically tortured her. She was hysterically crying and running out of there like she couldn't leave quick enough.
They put peanut butter in my underwear. It's the last absolute final straw.
Kristen Claus is now their new au pair, and she leaves the father and uncle absolutely speechless. I mean, come on, how cute is her outfit? How sparkling is her smile? I'm honestly smitten. And look at how she transforms the Santa sack where she packed all of her things. It's giving Halloween Town vibes. I love that Kristen is magical. She was able to see their memories through this family photo. Would you believe me if I told you? The kids became bad and the dad became obsessed with work because the mom died. Well, you should. That would be a really weird thing to lie about. And for whatever reason, this is a Christmas classic. You'll see. There's religious undertones in this movie, as well as religious overtones in the Mormon commercials included in this recording. One way the movie feels overtly religious is Kristen's preachiness, insisting that they must pray before meals. Also, Kristen's sister Rudolpha seems to be a stand-in for the devil? Rudolpha uses the Santa hate forum to negatively influence these kids. Is this why that damn apple is always there? Snake tempting them type shit? We know Rudolpha wants her sister's plan to fail, so their father Santa can step down and she can be in charge of Christmas. This is much like the story of how God and the devil fought for the kingdom of heaven or something like that. And Kristen is clearly supposed to be an angel on God's side. There's a lot of angel imagery. Anyway, who cares? Look at how dramatically the tooth fairy disappears.
It's gonna be like pulling teeth.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who? This was everything to me.
It's gonna be like pulling teeth.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart with absolutely no malice. Shitty acting, predictable plot, a bad script. A lot of it can be excused if you just have fun magic and likable characters. So already, this is leagues better than Santa Baby. A movie that, yes, did have a better set. It did have better acting, but it's still less enjoyable. You gotta have fun when you're making a Christmas movie. And that's not to say that Once Upon a Christmas is good. When the traumatized in mourning business dad saw the Christmas tree, he sent everyone to their rooms, including Kristen, a fully grown woman. I legitimately shouted, "Girl, don't let him speak to you that way! Smite him!" But Kristen's final straw was overhearing the kids conspiring against her. I thought this would make Kristen even more determined, but girly just fully quit. As I keep saying, the magic in this movie is so silly goofy. Look at this terrible green screen sleigh ride. Rudolpha even knocked her sister out of the sky. By the way, Rudolpha's evil plan is to combine Christmas with April Fool's Day. Honestly, iconic. But Kristen is horrified at this idea, so she tries again with the Morgan kids. Kristen telling off business dad for being super absent was really satisfying, but I was bracing for impact, because obviously Kristen gets with the dad.
No!
She can't just be a good maternal role model for the kids. The dad has to get a little smooch. Even though they have no chemistry, she's too good for him, and most importantly, he already has a girlfriend. This scene where the girlfriend calls all pissed off that he's not at the business meeting because he crashed in the woods is an implied breakup, I guess? But the dad never even heard that because his phone was destroyed. What's with all the Christmas cheating? Hall pass? More like Hallmark pass. It is illegal to not bone under the mistletoe, so you best not be seen with anybody that's not your significant other or, God forbid, a family member. But if so, butter up, pucker cup. What? Pucker up, buttercup. We're all ho-ho-hos on Christmas. Not only does she get together with the dad, but when the son almost dies from a fire, she trades her immortality and memory of her previous life for this little shit. Selflessness is a good quality. Sacrifice is a compelling story element. But luckily, it doesn't matter because in Twice Upon a Christmas, the sequel, she gets her memories back. So, this movie was also bad, but there was a lot more I liked. I liked the family magic, I liked the stakes. Kristen is going in meh, okay, only because she kissed a guy that was taken. If she didn't do that one huge grande even fuck up, she would have been in acceptable. But you know who's going in acceptable instead? Rudolpha. Hear me out. Even though she's evil, her being punished by pulling the sleigh at the very end, especially seeing this silhouette of her, brought me more joy than I thought this movie even could. Also a mix of April Fools and Christmas, where you gift your friends whoopee cushions. She was kind of cooking with that. You hate to see innovation. Speaking of religious imagery and dead parents trauma, we are revisiting Christmas Is Here Again. I talked about this movie in my Ranking Mrs. Claus's video from last year, but good God, this is one of the worst Santas of all time. His design is cute, but the dude gave up on Christmas for 30 years. The reason is because this evil guy named Crad stole Santa's sack, and the sack was made from baby Jesus' swaddle. The main character is this little girl, Sophiana, a child who has overcome more adversity in her whole life than this immortal sackless soy boy. Her parents died in a car crash, and even worse than that, she's never celebrated Christmas. She is so kind-hearted. She helps bring back Christmas, and then the immortal Clauses adopt her. You thought Santa was sad after the bag was stolen? Does he realize he's going to outlive Sophiana? This is a disaster. She embodies the spirit of Christmas, but at what cost? Dad, I'm dying. No. Yeah, I am. But listen, okay? Don't crash out and cancel Christmas over this, okay? The world needs joy. The world needs you.
2,000 years later.
Merry Christmas, Santa!
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Yeah, so this is going in... Sophiana as an adopted daughter is acceptable, but everything around her sucks. Like, she's a great Santa baby. I feel like she deserved better Santa parents. Acceptable, I guess. I want to put her in meh, but I feel bad about it for some reason, so I'm just sticking her in acceptable. Don't make me watch this movie again. In the Dutch movie The Claus Family from 2020, we have another generational family business Santa, where Santa is a job you inherit, much like Arthur Christmas. Less whimsy, more stress. And you already know the main character's father passed away. This is going to sound so insensitive, but this Christmas trope feels desperate. It isn't enough to make a feel-good movie. You want to make it a tearjerker. You want to move people. I want to move on. Because guess what? Having a kid that doesn't know about the magic of Christmas because he's in mourning isn't sad because it's good writing. It's sad because you're relying on the empathy of the audience to carry your movie. Or God forbid it's supposed to be inspirational. Like, wow, this boy's life sucks. I guess I should be grateful for what I got. This is not what Christmas is about. We have two kids, Nor, or as the English dub calls her, Nora, who is full of Christmas cheer, and Jules, who lashes out because his dad used to love Christmas, and he's not here, so now no one can be happy on Christmas.
We'll decorate it and make it all pretty, like we always did before.
No, you don't get it, do you? I'm done with
Christmas.
Shut the hell up.
In Once Upon a Christmas, both the kids were sad, but the girl's change of heart happened first. In these movies, why is it that the kid that's always so determined to be miserable are the boys? These movies are so close to tackling something interesting. How society shames young boys and men out of talking through their feelings in the name of strength. We don't get any of that though. We need to meet Grandpa Santa at his toy shop in Norway. We're only 13 minutes in, and depressed kid Jules already discovers his grandpa's teleportation device. When you shake this snow globe, it brings you anywhere on the map. And this kid cannot act. He almost gets hit by a car in New York City, and he's just standing there in the middle of the road with no reaction. You can argue that this just goes to show how desensitized he is. Absolutely not. You teleport, and within a second, before you're even able to process anything, you are somewhere you've never been before. It doesn't matter how sad you are, that's disorienting. Why on earth would they choose to make this into the final cut? In the very brief flashback where we see the dead dad when he was alive, you can just tell he was Santa. They killed off Santa.
I listened to my boy.
Holy shit, I'm tearing up. Stop! And if that isn't enough, Grandpa Santa fell and he's in the hospital. Stop making Santas have medical emergencies. Enough. This is my escapism. Why are these movies such downers? After the doctors tell Santa to take it easy, he says,
The doctor doesn't know anything.
Wait, isn't that exactly what the Santa from Santa Baby said?
Doctors, what do they know?
I thought the holiday we were covering was Christmas, not Groundhog Day. Also, the elves are just as annoying as they were in Santa Baby, but this time they're the size of my hand. These elves are small enough to fit on shelves.
Write that down, write that down!
There are only 4 elves, no reindeer, no sled, just that fuck-ass snow globe. It's drab. It's blah. Jules gets all angry and sad again, so Grandpa Santa pretends to get hurt again, so Jules will have to step in. But then Jules overhears this, and when Santa sees him, we get this hilarious moment.
You lied to him to get him to take over the whole operation when you know he doesn't want to.
That's not true. He does want to. He just doesn't know it yet. He just needs to start loving Christmas again, that's all.
The jaw drop is too good. We have to trick him so he'll love Christmas again. Zoinks! The babysitter who has tried leveling with Jules this whole time says she knows what it feels like to experience loss. And when Jules started talking about how she has a dad, I thought she'd say something about how she lost her mom or another family member. But then she revealed her prosthetic leg. I feel like these are 2 very different types of loss. Like, if I was mourning someone and a friend tried to cheer me up by revealing that they're an amputee, I don't know what I'd feel. Probably confused? I'm sorry, what does that have to do with my dead dad?
The only thing that is artificial or fake about me is this.
I didn't like this movie at all. It was my least favorite so far. At least Mary Claus had ambition. This kid had nothing but sadness. At that point, why not entrust Nora to save Christmas? Especially since it's revealed in the Claus Family Christmas tree that there have been girl Santas. In this movie, Nora doesn't even know about her family's legacy. According to Wikipedia, she doesn't find out about it until the 3rd movie. Yeah, there are 2 sequels. And I'm not watching them. I am not compelled to learn anything else about this family. Both of these kids are in dead last. Nora had potential, but the writers refused to give her character anything to do in this movie. So we can instead watch the boy hate Christmas. The literal last thing I want to see in a Christmas movie that they keep subjecting me to. And believe it or not, after all that complaining, I have to admit this movie does take place in the best possible timeline.
Enjoy, Madam President.
I'm gonna cry. This year felt like 9. Arthur Christmas is another Santa lineage movie, so it's hard to tell where the Santa adult begins and the Santa baby ends. I guess it's just whoever has the title of Santa, the job of Santa, that's the Santa. I covered Arthur Christmas in my Mrs. Claus tier list last year, and even though I think I hit it really well, I'm not a huge fan of this movie.
Flashback.
This movie was made to piss me off.
Arthur's as good of a man as any Santa.
No, that's where you're wrong. He's actually significantly better. All of you suck.
Who cares about the customer?
I do.
Well, I don't.
Squidward.
As far as Children of Santa go, Arthur is, so far, by far, the best. He has the love of Christmas in his heart, he rights his family's wrongs, but unfortunately my thoughts about his nasty, nasty family far overshadow my appreciation of this character, but Arthur still has to go in This Is Acceptable. I can't in good conscience put him in This Is Canon, because Santa will never be a monarchy or an oligarchy. He is a deity. To suggest otherwise, you think I'm joking, to suggest otherwise makes me irrationally mad. Now, there's also another Santa baby in Arthur Christmas. Arthur's brother, Steve.
Steve.
His facial hair is his only redeeming quality. He's condescending, he's a bully, he could never be Santa. But once again, that beard is hot. He's going in meh for the Christmas soul patch alone. That face ornament is the only thing saving him from the fiery forever flames. Good thing that was the last super popular movie about Santa Claus being a sort of job you take on. I'm gonna level with you, I do not feel like it.
Flashback.
The Santa fell off the roof and died, as all the commercials showed. You killed him! I would like shut my eyes and close my ears for that commercial. I'm a baby. I am really sorry if you watched this video to hear me talk about Scott Calvin's kids, but I'm gonna need 6 or 7 more mistletoe margaritas. If I had to make a prediction, I'd guess that his original kid, Charlie, continues to be completely overlooked, and his half-siblings, Buddy and Sandra, get all the screen time in the TV Disney Plus series, Sandra Claus. Oh, that's cute. I just got the name thing. Especially with Sandra being played by Tim Allen's real-life daughter, which they made a big deal about. According to the Disney Wiki, yeah, I'm just gonna spoil this for myself, his older son Charlie has a wife and kids and doesn't even want to be Santa. In fact, he is so far removed from this thing he was once so proud of that he didn't even tell his wife that his dad is Santa. Yikes. So I guess Scott really is playing favorites with the new half-siblings. Spoiler alert, his half-brother Buddy inherits the Santa job. Usually I'd be shaking my fist in the air, asking why is the girl overlooked? But apparently she has magical powers, including super strength, purple shockwaves, the ability to talk to animals, and more. I actually enjoy that. I still can't rank them as I haven't seen the 2 full seasons of Santa Clauses, but like, I bet she'd be high up on that list. Purple shockwaves. It's like if Descendants met Santa. I'm jolly to the core, jolly to the core. The movie Snow from 2004 is the perfect amount of cheesy, which is very. It's giving Love and Penguins a bit. We follow the son of Santa named Nick. He is looking after the reindeer, and the way he talks with them, dude, this guy is Kristoff from Frozen's Blueprint. One of the reindeer run away and is caught by this really creepy hunter named Buck. Buck is a genuinely scary villain. He blow-darted Buddy the reindeer, took the reindeer to the zoo. He is persistent in asking out this zookeeper named Sandy, even though she's repeatedly said no. In fact, she jumps every time he sneaks up on her and exclaims, "Buck!" which really sounds like she's screaming fuck, like really scared.
Oh, fuck!
Right after Sandy smacks the shit out of Buck, she, for whatever reason, apologizes for it. No, Sandra, you should say sorry to your hand for making it briefly touch that cretin. Nick, Santa's son, tries to get the reindeer Buddy back from the zoo, and look at this scene.
It's just a running start. It's like a step, step, leap. It's step, step, leap. You step, step, leap. You gotta think swan lake.
This is him trying to teach the reindeer how to fly. Immediately obsessed with this guy. Fantastic vibes. As Sandy and Buck chase Nick down, because technically he's an intruder, much like his father, I suppose, Nick retreats into this employee locker room and teleports through this mirror reindeer in a flash of blue light. I cannot praise enough how well the character of Nick is performed by this actor. I love the way he curses.
Jingle bells.
Even though it's over the top, it feels real. I believe that this guy is a real guy. He immediately gets really nervous around Sandy, rehearsing how he'll bring up the whole, "you have my reindeer and I need him to fly" thing.
Hi, I'm Nick. Hi. Hello, I'm Nick. My name's Nick. And you probably don't run into this problem very often, but just so happens your zoo has my reindeer and need it back. Because sleigh can't fly at only 7. If the sleigh can't fly, we got trouble. No, I don't drink. I haven't been, no, there's no reason to be alarmed.
I just smile every time he's on screen. He's so goofy. He doesn't know how seat belts work. He befriends all the other tenants. There's a bunch of side plots. Even though they're fun, in this video, I'm just fixated on the lovebirds, the 2 turtle doves, if you will. She's caught looking at his butt. They're awkward as shit saying goodbye.
Thanks for the boxes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. He even helps her rediscover the magic of Christmas since her mom died. Why? You know what? I'm done. All you need to see is this one scene.
No! Buck! Buck!
No, Buck! No, don't shoot!
Incredible. Even when this guy watches people while they're sleeping, I didn't feel in danger. That's half the magic of Santa right there. I will say, apparently in this world, the job of Santa is passed down generation to generation. No! I will never agree with that. It goes against everything I believe in. I said it 1,000 times already. He also said there's no elves, which is kind of a bummer, but after all the annoying versions of them I've seen, I don't really care as much as you would have thought. Hi. I'll take the flying reindeer over the elves any day. I am going to separate his character, ignoring the whole Santa is passed down thing. I'm gonna make him his own magic man that takes care of the reindeer, and guess what? He's canon to me. I just have to ignore the sequel because Wikipedia told me that he fights with his girlfriend over something petty. I will cry. I refuse to watch that. Also, throwing this out there, I have no idea why this movie is called Snow. It should be called Reindeer Buddy or something. It was all about this reindeer getting back this reindeer. Did it even snow? Did it even snow at all? Next up, the Disney straight-to-streaming original movie Noelle that was released in 2019. From the opening Disney castle shot, I am taken aback because I didn't know that can transition seamlessly into the movie itself. Santa flies his sleigh over the Magic Kingdom. Santa returns home to his kids Nick and the titular bitchular Noelle. And guess what? Nick gets a Santa hat for Christmas. Whatever could this mean?
Congratulations, my boy. It's time to start your Santa training.
Of course. This boy has to take over the family business. I sound like a broken record. I don't know why they can't just give these kids another magical destiny. Also, terrible gift. And for your Christmas gift, what's this? It's time to start pulling your own weight around here. Also, you need to gain weight. Noelle straight up asks her dad, "Hey, what about me? What do I get?" Ho, your own Disney Plus movie. Dad, no one wants that. Disney doesn't care about what people want. In the actual movie, Santa plays this off pretty well by asking Noelle what she wants to do. And she replies that she wants to help her older brother. Well, let's see how that goes. Time jump! They killed off Santa. Now Bill Hader is Santa. And Anna Kendrick is his sister. These two dated in real life. Moving on from that, you already know they made Noelle/Anna Kendrick sing out of the window like a Christmas princess. Listen to her. She's pitch perfect. This character is also a lot like Poppy from Trolls, who Anna Kendrick also voice acts as, because look at her crafting skills, specifically for these cards. Poppy does the exact same thing. Nick, the new Santa, as we saw, started his training this young. but he doesn't know how to do anything. He doesn't know whether the kids are naughty or nice. He doesn't know what they want for Christmas. He doesn't know how to land on the roofs. He doesn't know how to go down the chimney, speak every language, or command the reindeer. What did his dad teach him this whole time? Noelle merely suggests to her brother that he should take the weekend off to lift his spirit, but this guy just disappears. Everyone hates Noelle for ruining Christmas. They didn't even bother to search for her brother that she's incredibly worried about. Plus, now their cousin Billy Eichner is now Santa, because it has to be a man. Low-key, everyone in the North Pole is naughty. Just terrible, heartless creatures. I will say, the costume department, A. Look at the elder elves. Slay. Why do they look like Greek Orthodox priests? So like I said, devoured, body and blood. I only went to church for the fashion. If there's one thing I love about this movie, it's the costumes. And that cute little baby reindeer Snow Cone. I would kill and die for Snow Cone. The animators did such a good job with the movement, specifically the wagging of the tail, the way Snow Cone excitedly jumps around. I feel so maternal for this creature. Based on the travel magazines her brother left behind, Noelle finds out where he is. Phoenix, Arizona, which she pronounces like this.
Phoenix, Arizona.
I love that she pronounces Phoenix, a word that looks like this, perfectly. My husband theorized that it's because that's a magical creature, which must be in her field of expertise. That's why I married him, dude. He just gets it. When Noelle goes on this giant adventure to search for her brother, we see that she has all of the Santa magical abilities. She knows who has goodness in their heart, correctly categorizing them as nice or naughty. She speaks languages she didn't know she could, and when she finds Nick, he pulls no punches. He doesn't want to be Santa. He had all these expectations put on him without anybody asking what he wants, and no one ever expected anything from Noelle. And it's so true. The movie's resolution to this is perfect. They point out that everyone is just wrong and sexist. This is what I wanted for the siblings in that Dutch movie, The Claus Family. For the character of Noelle, it's clear that they used Buddy the Elf as clear inspiration. From the disgust at adult beverages, to assaulting a mall Santa and getting arrested, Noelle as a character is very fun. I like that she calls yoga pants yogurt pants. This private investigator, no-nonsense dad that Noelle befriends is a good example of opposites attract. I really thought he'd be her love interest, but I almost respect that they didn't go for it because it would have been really rushed. There's potential there for a sequel, but she was too busy finding herself. Anyway, you already know Noelle is the new Santa. I went into this wanting to rank Santa babies, not baby Santas. But turns out they are one and the same 99% of the time because Santa's kids turn into Santa themselves. If I took the bastardization of the lore into account, none of the Santa children thus far would have made it above the South Pole bottom tier. So for the purpose of this ranking, much like I did with the movie Snow, I will just think about their personality separate from anything else. Noelle is going in acceptable. She was really close to making it into the canon tier. I just wish most of the movie wasn't dedicated to her thinking about her brother, but at the same time, it is fun because they establish pretty early on that she's sheltered and a bit spoiled before going on this big adventure where she accidentally finds herself. She's wonderful. Her brother is mid. His whole character revolves around the fact that he's just some guy. Nothing special. Narratively, that's silly. It makes sense for the plot, but if a rando guy is going to have Santa as a dad, it should be me. I'm a Bill Hader. I finally watched the movie Christmas Mail in full. You know, from Drew Gooden video from 7 years ago fame. Are you all as online as I am? I suspect you are. But anyway, based on Drew's video, I always wondered why Christy North got with Matt the mailman. I suspected it was because he is a father to his deceased sister's kid, and that's how all of these Christmas romances start, through trauma. But no, dude! Drew's video surprisingly didn't capture just how much Matt the mailman matches Christy North's freak. Their first meet cute is her dog stealing the mail from him, and this guy's like, "Oh no, my hands are full." Hey, that letter that was just in your dog's mouth? Put it in mine. Put it directly into my mouth, please. Call me a mailbox the way I be eating letters. Everything I said right there was more normal than what he did.
Okay, why don't you, actually, no. Right here.
And she is into it. Her dad is revealed to be Santa at the very end of the movie. Whoa, spoiler alert. And the first thing we hear her say on the phone with her dad is that he's encouraging her to be more social at her new job. And then this is her first exchange with a regular human male man. Jackpot. Christy North also drops even more insane family lore.
I think I'd be heartbroken if anything happened to any one of my brothers and sisters.
Any? Wow. That sounds like a lot. How many are we talking?
She never answers the question. She can't even keep track of how many siblings she has. Santa and Mrs. Claus are getting down, damn.
Got busy!
Even with that head scratcher, we have one constant. Everybody from the North Pole is absolutely repulsed by any drink that isn't hot cocoa.
Coffee or...
Oh, not coffee. Ugh, yuck. Ugh.
Fair enough, these jolly fucks have enough energy as it is. They do not need caffeine. Christy North works at the post office answering letters kids send to Santa. No joke, I think this is the perfect job for a Santa child to have. She's still a part of the family business without completely taking it over. I think each of the Santa kids should be the best at a certain Santa-esque thing. So, for example, in the movie Snow, I love that Nick's focus was on taking care of the reindeer. If I were to write a Santa kid, I would love for them to be the world's best baker. Maybe the immortal Muffin Man. You know what I mean? Or like I keep saying, Jack Frost is right there. How has there never been a movie where Jack Frost is Santa's kid? Anyway, all of this to say, Christy North is canon to me. The one thing I wish they cleared up is Matt's very ambiguous relationship with Heather.
Hey, sweetie. How's it going?
Hey.
They are so damn affectionate. Here's my headcanon. I know you were all wondering my Christmas Mail headcanons. I think Heather is Matt's sister's husband's sister. So Matt and Heather are kind of in-laws, and I also think Heather is a lesbian. This fixes any romantic undertones you thought you were seeing. They're simply not there, and you're crazy for thinking there were. Lastly, we have Santa Jr. made in 2002. Kris Kringle Jr. is arrested while trying to deliver gifts. When the police catch him with a sack full of presents, they think he's a Santa-themed burglar that's been on the loose. Classic misunderstanding. Wait, why is Kris Kringle Jr. even doing this? Isn't that Santa's job?
He used to do it all himself, but he's trying to get me to take over the family business.
That's such an original idea. How did you think of that one? Get this, Santa Jr.'s new attorney friend named Susan has dead parents and doesn't like Christmas.
You think this is funny?
The best part of this entire movie is this device that determines whether people are naughty or nice. It looks kinda similar to those see-through purple Game Boys. I love that era of early 2000s see-through tech. Can that make a comeback? Kris Kringle Jr. is the least cartoony guy we've seen. He is very earnest, and they stuck him in fun outfits, but he seems to be doing this more out of obligation than anything else. His parents seem to be framed as very hands-off, which is sad to imagine. Every time he calls his dad for help, he's put on hold, and when he finally does get through to his father, there's a complete lack of urgency. Plus, a guilt trip. My Santa would never do that, dude. Between the way they're framing this family dynamic, the lack of quirkiness for most of the film, the way he's just forced to be Santa by the end, this isn't like a Noelle Nick situation where he can choose to tap out. No, apparently Kris Kringle Jr. doesn't have a choice. And he doesn't even get into a relationship with the pretty girl he had chemistry with. She kisses a cop instead right in front of him. Brutal. This has to go in the South Pole. Don't get me wrong, he is nowhere near as bad as the other characters in this tier. There is just nothing canon about this. This web-archived review puts it best. Santa Jr. is a pleasant little Christmas movie, which, if it crops up on your TV and you need something to amuse the children, it will do the job, and you might enjoy a few bits as well, but it isn't the sort of Christmas movie which you will remember a great deal of a day or so later. And I also like that this review accidentally, briefly reveals why so many of these movies were being made at the time. If it crops up on your TV, these cable movies weren't meant to be chosen. They're not the kind of thing you would seek out. They just pop up between commercial breaks as you're flipping through the channels. This is why nowadays, it seems like Hallmark and Lifetime are the only ones still doing this. They created a strong enough brand, but for other channels and networks, it's not really worth it. As much as I complain about this trope, I have seen that it is taken to a whole other level when they turn it into more of a fairy tale, where they really try to convince you of the fantasy. I had the full intention of reading The Legend of Holly Claus for this video, but once I finally got my hands on it, I had to cut my losses. I knew I couldn't read this in just a few days. But let me read you a little bit of the inner blurb. Santa Claus is the king of forever, land of the immortals. Damn right. When one special boy writes to Santa asking what no other child has ever asked, what he wants for Christmas, a miracle occurs. Santa and his wife are blessed with a daughter, but the birth of Holly Claus also brings about a terrible curse. I was gonna make a song about 200-year-old Mrs. Claus pregnant, but I figured no one wants that. Anyway, I think that this book will make for a great Christmas video next year. In next year's video, I really want to explore the different ways people have rewritten the lore of Christmas beyond just a single movie. There's so many strange sagas. Like, have you seen what Elf on the Shelf is doing? This whole Christmas universe? They call it the Santaverse. I don't understand it, and honestly, I'm a little scared. The little I have heard about it from my good friend who works in a toy store concerns me. This is my last video of 2025. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want. I'm super close to 300,000 subscribers, which I am just over the moon about. It does not feel real. We have super fun merch that is inspired by Magic Quest's Questmaster, who is Santa adjacent, if I do say so myself. You can learn more about him in this here video, where I go to every Magic Quest / Great Wolf Lodge. It is my favorite video of the year and honestly ever, so be sure to check that out. I really hope to see you in 2026. All I want for Christmas is for you to have a great day. Bye!